Hello, good and faithful people of the Church of the Mediator. I hope you are well whenever and wherever it is you hear this message this week. If you are like me, the allergies are popping today. This is Thursday and it is warm and it's beautiful, but I also feel like my head is going to explode from pollen. So here we are together in this wonderful time of spring. It is finally leaning into summer rhythms here around the church, which means a lot less going on, and that is a good thing. It has been such a really good program year. We've done so much together. We've covered a lot of terrain, and I am so ready for gentle afternoons down at Cedar Pool. So I hope you two are feeling a little bit of relief and gratitude, right? Those two things can go really well hand in hand. Relief and gratitude that we have done so much and that it is now time to take a few months of slightly less intensive rhythm. What does it mean to be present to someone? What does it mean to be present to someone? That's my question for the week. I do want to remind you of a couple of things. One of them is behind me here on the table in front of St. Francis and the Eagle Lectern as you enter the back of the nave, and that is our toiletry drive for Promised Neighborhoods of the Lehigh Valley. Things are starting to come in. As you see, there are some paper towels, there's some bar soap, there are some tampons, feminine hygiene products, etc. All of that is on a list in happenings as well as in the Sunday leaflet. Please bring things in. These benefit a lot of folks in our Allentown neighborhoods. Also want to remind you that we will be celebrating World Refugee Day. That information is further down in happenings as well, with the screening of a movie this year, and that will be held at Muhlenberg College. So please plan to take part in that celebration of World Refugee Day. And then finally, and thirdly, is to remind you that I and a couple of others will be offering a concert of what I'm calling a Festival of Patriotic Song. That's at the end of the month, the last Friday of June, as a pre-celebration of the semi-quincentennial, the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So that'll be songs from Yankee Doodle Dandy, basically tracing American history through song. And some brief readings, Yankee Doodle Dandy, all the way up to This Land Is Your Land, with a little bit of everything in between. Tickets are on sale. You can buy them online. You can buy them in person. We'll have a sign up. You can also call Eurydice in the office, $15 for the back four pews, $25 for the middle 8 pews, and $35 for the front 4 pews. It will be fun, and I am hopeful that we will pack the place with people, and of course we will have our concession stand with Padres Manhattans. So plan on that as well. What does it mean to be present to someone? I asked that question because today, this Thursday, for our Roman Catholic siblings, as well as the Mother Church, the Church of England, has it designated as the Feast of Corpus Christi, which is the feast of the body of Christ. Feast that was established in the Middle Ages in the Latin Church to celebrate Christ's real presence in the sacrament of the altar, the body and blood of Christ. Of course, we talk about Christ's real presence with us in the sacrament, that is one of the things, one of the graces that we are given in the sacrament of Holy Communion is that we know with a sure and certain knowledge that Jesus is with us, that he is within us, and that we are with and within him as well. And that then we are also knit together with each other in the whole communion of saints. There's a book that I bought way back when in seminary days called The Banquet's Wisdom, a short history of the theologies of the Lord's Supper, of course, all about Holy Communion. But I like this paragraph, and I may have used this at some point in time with you all before, but I keep coming back to this as a description of presence. The author talks about how even through his speaking to me, in this case, I'm holding the book, and to you, through the words that are written on the page, he is in some way present to us. He says, to give just one example of how one can speak of presence that is real, but not physical, I might simply point out this book. I am not physically present to you, but I certainly am present. I am directing the flow of the words and the presentation of the material. By using the first person, I am not even trying to hide my presence. There is an offer here to share part of my life, my ideas, and my life's work. You can accept it by reading the book, or reject it by heaving it across the room. You could go further and agree with the book. We would then share at least a small portion of our lives. Now, would you say I was present in, under, or with the book, or present only where the book was, or present to a mouse who nibbled the book? Those seem like pretty silly questions, don't they? He goes on to talk about the Lord's presence, the risen Jesus' presence in Holy Communion. He says, now, the presence of the risen Lord is inestimably more real than my presence to you in reading this book, of course, but there is at least a useful analogy here. People, persons, can be present to us when they are not physically present, and actually can be absent to us when their bodies are present. Say, for instance, you find out that a very good friend of yours was sitting at a table next to you at the restaurant last week and you never noticed each other. You would be physically in the same place, but not present to each other. Worse yet, your friend could have seen you at the restaurant and you could have seen her, and you both could have snubbed the other. Presence was offered and presence was rejected. I love that line. People can be present to us when they are not physically present, and actually can be absent to us when their bodies are present. May this feast of Corpus Christi and our remembrance of Jesus's weekly self-offering of himself to us in the Holy Eucharist remind us to be more present with each other, with those we love, with those we are caring for. May we be present people, not physically present, but really absent. Till Sunday, my friends, blessings.